In today's video, we will be taking a look at the GTX 980 in 2024. So if you haven't seen our previous series of graphics cards, basically every year we look through graphics cards just to see what they're performing like in the current year. So a little bit of a blast from the past here in the GTX 980 that we are looking at today. Now this is about, I think it's something like a 7-year-old card or something, but I put it down below is actually the release date. But it is quite an old card now, and you know these are limited with obviously the VRAM. It's only 4 GB VRAM, but it is a little bit old, but it still actually does actually kind of hold up just about in 1080p gaming still. So if you, for those people who are interested, this might be actually quite a good video to let you kind of see what the performance is like of this. Now I only got this for £60 on eBay, so that's the good thing with these graphics cards. They are going for quite cheap nowadays. £60 for a graphics card is relatively cheap now. It's not the best price. You probably could get better if you look around, but it's okay. So I will be putting the game footage overlay over the top of me here, but we'll start from the start. Also, the test PC that we're going to be using, the test system, is a Ryzen 5 4500 with 16 GB of RAM in 2x8 GB configuration, dual channel obviously, and they're running at 3200 MHz. What we have also done is we've tested at 1080p medium and 1080p high in every game. So Forza Horizon 5, 1080p medium, an average of 64, a minimum of 54 and a maximum of 77. And at 1080p high, an average of 58, a minimum of 47 and a maximum of 69. Sorry, immature. Over 60 FPS average at 1080p medium, which is pretty decent from an older graphics card now. You know, that's not bad for a 4 GB graphics card in 2024. 1080p medium is acceptable, I think, for an older graphics card to be running at. So I haven't done 1080p low. I kind of think low is kind of like, you don't really want to be playing at low even for a budget graphics card. You kind of want to be playing at medium really, or sort of normal settings, don't you? So I haven't included low, but obviously if you go to low then you'll get a little bit better performance there. But yeah, not quite 60 FPS at 1080p high with this game, but it doesn't matter too much, I don't think. You're basically going to play at medium anyway, so I think that's fine. That's quite a good score. And in Far Cry 6 at 1080p medium, an average of 61, a minimum of 52 and a maximum of 74. And at 1080p high, an average of 52, a minimum of 42 and a maximum of 70. So even Far Cry 6 here, 1080p medium, an average of 61 FPS, so just over our 60 target. It is pretty decent again, you know, it's a good decent score. Obviously once you're up to high you're going to be struggling a little bit. You probably are going to have to start turning down some settings at high and maybe mix between the medium and high settings here. But yeah, I think overall that is a decent result, and we'll move on to Shadow of the Tomb Raider now. So at 1080p medium, an average of 76, a minimum of 57 and a maximum of 127, and at 1080p high, an average of 71, a minimum of 52 and a maximum of 121. So basically the GTX 980 has smashed it here. You know, this is a pretty decent graphics card really. I mean 71 average at 1080p high, that's pretty decent actually. I'll show you that one a little bit more clearly because I don't think I showed you it just before. Also it's a bit weird that they have the little weird video connectors here, like the mini display port and the mini HDMI port with this one. So I wouldn't get this model particularly because of that, but there are better models out there. But this one was fairly cheap, and it is quite stylish. I do think it looks quite nice, and is a bit different from your sort of more normal sort of black, you know, sort of like you know your more traditional black on your fan shroud and what have you. So I think it does look quite good, and yeah, it's the Palette Jetstream one, I should say, if you didn't know that before. I think it's the Super Jetstream, I think it's called, yeah. So anyway, let's finish off with Starfield, our last game. 1080p medium, an average of 27, a minimum of 22 and a maximum of 32. And at 1080p high, an average of 23, a minimum of 19 and a maximum of 27. So obviously Starfield is where we really start to see this older graphics card really sort of chugging a bit. Although I have heard that or at least in most other graphics cards as well. I think it is more to do with the actual game here rather than the actual graphics card itself, I think. Starfield just doesn't seem to run very well currently, and whether it needs updates or what have you, or whether you just need a really good graphics card to run it. I mean, even when I was trying my RTX 2070 Super, I think I wasn't even getting 60 FPS at 1080p medium even for an average, which is pretty bad because the RTX 2070 Super is a fantastic card, and really that should have absolutely smashed it out of the park, especially at 1080p. But as we can see, that it's it's kind of more down to Starfield, and it's more down to the actual game itself. I mean, there are other games. I would like to have tested Cyberpunk really in this video, but unfortunately I haven't had time to get all the downloads done and everything that I wanted to, and I do apologise about that. But it is just frustrating how long the downloads take, and my internet isn't the best, so I'm kind of having to deal with that as well. So I do apologise on that side, guys. But overall, would I say you should get the GTX 980 in 2024? I would say yes, for the right price. I mean, certainly if you can get it around £50 to £60, I'd probably just go for it. I think once you're getting towards the 70, 80, certainly £90, I wouldn't touch it. There are better graphics cards. I do think something like the RX 580 8GB was probably going to beat this, and that's something I would like to look at that graphics card again, because I think I did look at the 4GB version of it, but I would like to look at the 8GB version in 2024 of that and see how that card's holding up. So obviously comment below and see if you do want me to test any more games, obviously let me know. Comment below if you would like to see an RX 580 in 2024, because I do think that would be good. Certainly the 570 as well, I think that would be a good graphics card to look at as well. I kind of want to target the more budget end with my videos, like I say, because of money limitations and what have you at the moment. But yeah, just let me know if there's anything else that you want me to try, sort of test for you, or I want more interaction with this channel really. I want you guys inputting more into the channel, because I kind of feel that I'm not really getting enough back from you guys, and I need a bit more feedback and a bit more comments and a bit more positivity really, so I can really start pushing this channel again, because I don't really want this channel just to almost disappear and fade into the distance again and not have anything and not have any not have so many people coming to it, because there was a point only about 3-4 months ago or something where it really started to pick up and I was quite encouraged, and now it's just totally gone back to how it was. I don't know whether that's just a YouTube thing in January or what it is, but it has been a bit discouraging how the views have dropped suddenly. But I am going to try and keep pushing with this channel, and I do want you to kind of come along, because I do think there's some really good content we could create together, and I hope you want to come along for the journey. So obviously please like this video, as that's going to help the algorithm. Please subscribe as well so you can see future videos or be notified when future videos happen, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.